Thank you. The next question, the member for Hastings-Lennox and Addington.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The auto industry has been long a vital source of jobs, innovation and prosperity in this province. In communities across Ontario, thousands work in auto manufacturing facilities directly or in businesses, small and large, that supply that sector. Under the reckless policies of the previous Liberal government, a carbon tax, red tape, high taxes and out-of-control electricity prices cost Ontarians jobs and left facilities shuttered. Uncertainty has long been the enemy of investment, and we are in a period of global uncertainty. Mr. Speaker, can the minister provide any comfort to the thousands employed in the industry and in the communities that rely on that the government will not abandon this sector as the Liberals did when they declared manufacturing in Ontario to be dead?
Minister of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade.
Ford, $1.8 billion, GM, $2.3 billion, Stellantis, $3.6 billion, Honda, $1.4 billion, LGE, $5.2 billion. Speaker, what should bring comfort is the fact that over the last 20 months, Ontario has attracted a record $16 billion in auto investments. These are game-changing, historic investments, ushering in a new era for Ontario's auto industry, providing employment for thousands more workers. And most recently, Belgium's Umicore announced a $1.5 billion investment to build North America's first industrial-scale battery materials plant, and they're doing it here in Ontario. The facility will locate in Loyalist Township and provide employment for 1,000 people just for the construction phase, Speaker. And Umicore is here because they saw Ontario reduce the cost of doing business by $7 billion annually.
The supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ontario should be a leader when it comes to the auto industry. It should be a leader when it comes to the emerging technology markets. And we should be a leader when it comes to jobs and innovation. Liberal government policies like taxes, carbon tax, red tape and high electricity led to the closure of plants and the loss of 300,000 jobs, putting communities at risk. The auto sector in Ontario thrives when it's integrated, when we produce and supply the products and services for all parts for a vehicle. While the Umicore investment is historic in many ways, a great privilege to be in my own backyard, history has shown that unless it's integrated into the larger production process, its impact will be limited. I ask the minister, can you explain the economic spin-offs of this investment?
Of Economic Development.
The Umicore plant will be North America's first ever industrial-scale facility to produce these battery materials. These cathodes account for 50% of the value of an electric vehicle battery. They contain Northern Ontario's critical minerals like nickel, cobalt, and lithium. And when at full production, this plant will produce enough cathode material to produce batteries for 1 million EVs every single year. That's almost 20% of all of North America's EV production. And so these materials that we're now seeing built in Ontario were the missing piece of the puzzle. This is all to create our end-to-end supply chain. But now we have all of the core pieces, from minerals all the way through to manufacturing. $16 billion in auto investments in 20 months. Speaker, this government is getting it done.